This video is going to show you how to troubleshoot some Wi-Fi connectivity problems with Windows 8. To connect to our Wi-Fi, you're going to see your Wi-Fi signal option down here. Click on this. It'll show any connections that you have. And if you're having trouble with one, generally you'll see no internet access, or you may have a limited connectivity or something to that effect. And sometimes simply just disconnecting or forgetting the network and re-entering your password will help that situation. In Windows 7 we had what was called the Manage Your Wireless Connections option, where you could see the entire list of all the Wi-Fi networks you've ever joined. But in Windows 8 they've changed that. So in order to disconnect yourself and forget a wireless network, it's pretty simple here. Just click here on your wireless network option or signal bars there, and you can left click and just disconnect. But if you right click, or if you have a touch screen, if you push and hold, you'll have an option to forget this network. And basically what that does is it tells Windows to erase the password, that you have stored for that network, and you'll have to reconnect to it and re-enter your password all over again. And you'll also be prompted if you want to share any resources from your computer on the network. There's also an option for airplane mode. If you're flying on an airplane, you want to turn off your Wi-Fi signal to your laptop, or if you just are, maybe you're troubleshooting a network and you've got a regular network interface card that you want to troubleshoot, and you want to turn off the Wi-Fi completely. A lot of laptops, like this one here, that I'm using, has a hotkey that turns off all wireless and puts it into airplane mode simply by pushing the key. The key that I have here has a picture of an airplane on it. And you've also got an option on this menu here. You can just slide this little slider over, and it'll also put it in airplane mode there. Now, if you find that you're still having issues connecting to Wi-Fi, you may have to dig a little bit deeper and go into the device manager and actually uninstall your network adapter and reinstall it to refresh the driver. And to do that, if you have Windows 8.1, you can simply right click on the start menu, or the start button rather, and go to device manager. If you're running Windows 8, you can also get to it through your all apps menu. You'd have to right click, and you'd have the option of all apps down here, and you scroll over and you can go into, you'll see this PC, or this PC icon. If you right click on that, or push and hold if you have a touch panel. I happen to have a touch panel here, and you'll be shown some options here, and one of your options is manage, and if you push on that, you'll be the computer management window will come up, and from there you can choose device manager, but it's easier just to go from the start button. And you can even do it from here if you'd like, from the computer, if you've got this icon on your desktop. But anyway, all of those are good options to get to the device manager. But once we're here, if you drill down to where it says network adapters, and you'll see your Wi-Fi connection here, it'll say something to this effect. You may not look just like this. You may have a different brand of Wi-Fi adapter, but in any event, you can try to disable it first, and then re-enable it and see if that fixes your problem. If it does not fix your problem, you can simply right-click and uninstall the device. I wouldn't recommend checking this box here unless you know what you're doing and you know that you have the software to re-enable or reinstall your wireless adapter. Obviously, if you're somewhat proficient in IT, you can check that. This is the best way to do it because it deletes all the drivers, and if there's anything that's corrupt, it'll be replaced when you reinstall it. But if you're not that savvy, you may want to leave the driver software on the computer so that when we go to the next step, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you how that's affected here. So we're going to uninstall the device, and then once you're finished with that, you can either reboot the computer, but if you don't want to reboot your machine, you can simply right click here and say scan for hardware changes, and it should automatically reinstall the device. Once you do this, you may actually also have to reconnect to any wireless networks, because I believe it forgets all, basically wipes out all the networks that you had stored. So you'll have to come back in here and reconnect to your wireless network. But in most cases, this will solve local issues with your wireless adapter. If this doesn't fix the problem, it may be that your router needs to be rebooted, basically reset, or your access point. Most likely it's not on your computer's end, especially if you've already restarted the computer as well. But that's a pretty good idea on how to troubleshoot Wi-Fi connectivity problems in Windows 8.